Okay, so welcome back. Today another CGC return. I've been getting back quite a few cards, so I think most of these have already been listed online in the store on Card Market. Today we'll be looking at a few just random English cards. Like this is the first time. This is one of my first submissions to CGC, so I kind of wanted to see what they grade on, like the way that they look at certain types of damage, like this corner, for example. Like I've never understood why people are so super excited about evolutions, because if you look at the corners, it's not even straight. It's like somebody cut them with scissors. It's kind of weird. But I just submitted a whole bunch of cards to see what kind of grades they would get. I've always heard that CGC grades quite harsh compared to PSA, and I think that's quite accurate from what I've seen. I think they always grade generally fair. Complaints I've heard are like indents. Indents, they generally tend to still give a decently high grade, which I kind of agree on. Like if you have a perfect card and it's like back fresh, there's no whitening, it's perfectly centered, PSA is gonna give it a 6 if it has like a little indent. So as in CGC kind of took the other way, and I agree with that more. If you look at PSA at a PSA 6, and that can be a perfectly clean, like super minty fresh card with like a tiny indent somewhere, or it can be a card where you can not even no longer see like the white or like the blue on the border because it's so scratched up. Like they should just, I don't know, there should be a difference between an indent grade and just regular wear on the card, at least in my opinion. So I kind of like that, although maybe they should have like give like an indicator like indent or something on the card, but that's just gonna make grading more complicated. So yeah. Bit of a ramble. So I kind of submitted a lot of these cards to see how they would do, and we have a Metapod here, got an 8.5. Like as you can see, this is all like factory whitening, as in it's not damage, like, or maybe it is, but like mostly when you see that kind of stuff, it's like straight out of the pack. It's kind of like the way that the card was pressed out with the cutter, so it makes sense that these cards get 8.5s. Like maybe at PSA they would get an 8 and 9 or something, or they might grade like different on like the tiny bit of like edge corner wear. But I think these were just a bunch of Shadowless cards. I got these for pretty much for free in a collection purchase at some point, so I figured I'd just send them in, see kind of what kind of grades they would get, so that I get in like, so that I kind of like understand like what they're grading, how they're grading, because I have been looking at like different opportunities for grading, because of course PSA right now is still very, very expensive, and I kind of wanted to test the waters with CGC. I really like their cases. I think the cases are very clean, they feel sturdy, they feel nice, so I'm a big fan of their, like pretty much the cases that the cards are put in. I think they're a lot higher quality, and they feel sturdy, they feel fine. I kind of prefer them over the PSA cases, so I figured I'd just submit a whole bunch of cards, see what they do, see the kind of grades I would get back, so that I kind of have like an indication of like what kind of stuff I might want to submit in the future. Probably not going to be submitting more Shadowless cards to them. Also, like I mentioned in the other in the last video, I probably will not be submitting like a lot of holo cards from like the mid-era. I'll probably just save everything up for that, for like PSA, to open up to like $10 for grading again, if that ever happens, or probably I'll just dump a whole bunch at like 20 or 25. But that's going to be a long-term play, because I'm not sure why I'm making 2 stacks, by the way. But yeah, that's going to be a long play because it's going to take a while, but I'm going to be here for a long time, so yeah. I don't really mind waiting that long on cards like that. And at the same time, also grading is quite expensive. Like to grade a card, probably I can buy like 10 more cards, or like if I have like $15, I can maybe grade 1 card, or I can buy like 15 more, which it's always like weighing up against each other. Like, is it worth grading? Is it worth grading with this company? Is it worth waiting? Is it worth, and it's just complicated. But for now I've decided pretty much to only do like the Japanese modern cards. Like I've been getting a few returns yeah, I've had a few returns and I've had quite a few 10s, so I think if I'm really picky on the cards that I submit, then I'll be getting a decent chunk of 10s. Unfortunately, you probably won't see any 10s in this video, because I pretty much consigned every like CGC 10 with old school Pokemon. That's been a while ago, so those have already sold. I think they did quite well, so I might submit more cards in the future, and probably also consign those with at least the ones that get CGC 10. I'll consign those with old school Pokemon. I have heard a lot of people complain about the hyper rares. I do not understand why. I have had a few. I've had like 2 hyper rare English cards, which I really didn't like. The texture is just very bland, but on the Japanese side, they're really, really, really nice. Like the texture has so much detail to it, and the colors are just super bright. So I really like those, and I also think like for children maybe. I don't know though, that's just a guess. I think those would be really cool cards. It's just very shiny, colors all over the place. I think those would do really well. And here we have some Shiny Star V. I really thought that these would do a lot better, but at the end, I don't think the set really caught off. It also just, of course, was in that period where everything, yeah, didn't go great. Like, I think the set was pretty much released, at least the English set, when PSA decided, okay, let's just shut down. So those cards have not been graded as much, and there's a lot of supply out there. So I don't think the cards are like very expensive. As you can see, like I have a lot of the modern Japanese cards. I'm only showing like individual cards. Like some of these I've graded a bunch of them, and they're all in card markets. And like usually for this kind of card, I'm not sure why I submitted this Alcremie. I do kind of like it. Not sure why I submitted it, but yeah, it's here. But for example, for this Ditto, I have like 5 of them. But yeah, I'm not gonna show all 5 of them in this video, because that's kind of, yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Like if you've seen one, you've probably seen most of them, and there's no subgrades, so it's hard to show every card, especially if I'm gonna show like 5 of the same 5 of the same card with the same grade. So yeah, I've got some I've been talking over this completely as well. Some Celebrations cards, pretty cool. And we go on to the last deck. Like I mentioned, I'm hoping this will be like a shorter video than the last. And here we have a really cool, I really like these shiny GX cards on the Japanese side. I also actually like them on the English side. And the print quality of Hidden Fates, yeah, I think it's Hidden Fates, is actually really good. Like that is one of the reasons why I no longer really collect English cards, as in I've had like Evolutions cards, I've had other cards from different sets, and their print quality is just always very bad. And like you get a pull from a pack, or you don't, like that's also a possibility, and you get something and you're excited and you turn it around and there's like whitening on it, it's very off center, there's just general scratches on the cards. I've had it so many times now where I don't really enjoy the English side of the cards anymore, because rather than just enjoying the artwork and just enjoying the card, I'm pretty much instantly looking for the damage. And with the Japanese cards, usually they're just very, very clean, and you don't really see the damage that much, so I get to actually enjoy the artwork again, which is nice. But yeah, at the same time, like I don't think there's a right or wrong when it comes to which language you collect or which set or whatever. It's just, you should collect whatever you want and whatever you like, because at the end of the day, you're not collecting to get a grade in school, you're not collecting to pretty much impress somebody else, or at least I hope not. I hope that you're just collecting the stuff that you like. And for me personally, that also means collecting stuff that other people might not like, because it means that that it's more special to me if somebody else doesn't like the thing I'm collecting. Like I really like this Cinderace VMAX. Really, really cool. Came in like a sealed promo pack. And also the Rillaboom, quite cool. And I honestly thought that or at least I had hoped that the new starters would be a bit more popular, because I really like the Rillaboom and the Cinderace. I think it speaks in terms that I don't even remember the name of the other one. But yeah, I really like the Cinderace and the Rillaboom, and like Pokemon like Greninja and stuff, those did very well and gained quite a bit of popularity. So I thought maybe Rillaboom and Cinderace would follow the same path, but I don't think they really caught on that much. Here we have a really cute little Charmander, and we're closing it off with some gym promos, and yeah, you can never go wrong with some big chunker boys, some Pikachu V Maxes. So yeah, wow, actually 10 minutes, not half an hour or something like usual. I'll have a lot more returns hopefully soon-ish, but then again, you never know with grades. So I hope to see you again soon, and yeah, if you're ever looking for any of these cards, Card Market, I've probably said it a million times. Links in the description, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day.